What's up people? Welcome to a brand new Minecraft survival Let's Play series here. We're just going to go pretty simple, normal game mode survival and difficulty on normal, random seed generation, and let's get this guy started up. Actually, you know what? Let's turn a bonus chest on. Let's start off with a little something extra here, but while this is loading up, I thought I would explain to you guys why I'm starting a new series when we only got 10 episodes into the last one, and that's mainly because I got a brand new computer, and I did that for you guys to make the recording a little bit better and the gameplay just a little bit better, because I was playing on a laptop and the laptop got it done, but it really wasn't made for gaming, and now I got a full gaming computer here, so this thing should be able to handle anything we throw at it. And it is a pretty ridiculous computer. We can run like 32 chunks with shaders on, which is pretty immaculate, super exciting. But I think we should get started pretty quickly here with gathering up some wood. But with that being said, I think I kind of want to carry on with what we were doing last on the last world, which is a little bit of a medieval style building theme. I do want to find a big river to build up against, not an ocean like last time. I think it would be pretty cool to have a river, kind of bridges going back and forth between it, and just having like almost a medieval farming village up against the water. I think could be pretty rad, almost have like a fishing village too, or maybe we can do like multiple different villages set up throughout the world and have pathways going in between each of them, but that's pretty far in the future. Now the goal is we do want to find some sheep pretty quickly here, and I think we're actually going to run down into this cave and maybe collect up a few pieces of stone. Hopefully this doesn't fall through. Yeah, get a few pieces of stone so we can get started with some stone tools, maybe get a furnace going so we have some food for the first night. But I'm pretty excited for this series, to be honest guys. I'm pretty excited. This should be pretty fun, actually having the ability to run a pretty decent world and have a lot of stuff going at once. And I was even thinking, now that this computer can handle more than my last one, we should be able to run a modded survival series with pretty intense amount of mods going, because this computer can handle like anything. We're running, let's see what chunks we're at right now. If we go to video settings, we're at 22 chunks, and if we check our frames, we're at 270 frames right now, which is ridiculous. That is pretty crazy to have going right now. We got some pumpkins obviously pretty quickly, and we want to gather these guys up so we can get a pumpkin and melon farm going, and that's super nice. We got ourselves a dark oak forest right over there, which is really nice because I do love using myself some dark oak. Now we just got to find some spruce, and it looks like there's a few spruce trees up on that mountain right there, which is pretty nice, so we might need to go back and collect up those guys. But first, let's gather up these sheep. So we already have some sticks from the bonus chest, so let's actually throw those guys in there, and you know what, we'll make ourselves a pickaxe and we'll make ourselves an axe just to have. Let's put this guy in 1, 2, and 3 slot right there. Let's collect up our crafting table and let's go slaughter these sheep right here. Sorry guys, but I need you for a bed. There we go, we got one down. There should be a few white ones. Yeah, we got just enough to make a bed for white sheep. There we go. Maybe we might dye these guys up and get a nice festive bed going. But I was thinking, since 1.17 does come out pretty soon, and I'm sure you guys have heard that they're splitting it into a 2-part update, and the first part is really not going to be any terrain generation, more just the actual blocks themselves. So like copper is going to get added and that stuff. And I was gonna wait to start a survival series until then, but I really didn't want to leave you guys hanging like that, because there hasn't been a video out in almost like a month now, which I felt pretty bad about. And also I do love survival Minecraft, so I think what we're gonna do is try to keep our terrain generation to a minimum so we can still not have to go 10,000 blocks away to go find copper. We can like go pretty close by, so we're gonna do that. And I was also thinking maybe we switch it to amplified terrain for the new chunks, just to change up the gameplay a little bit, and I think that could be pretty interesting too. I did not want to do a full amplified world because they can get pretty irritating to kind of have to explore around. Like when you go to explore, it's extremely tough to get around because you're having to climb these 200 block tall mountains and then come back down and just kind of repeat that through everywhere. Even though they can be pretty cool, like I said, it can get a little irritating. And I think we're actually going to collect up all these sheep so we can get some extra food going. And there's a pretty big ravine right here. I might fall off. Don't fall off. Don't fall off. Perfect. All right. Yeah. Pretty decent sized ravine. I see some iron we might come back for, but I think we're going to do a little bit of exploring, try to find a pretty big river to build up against. There was one over here, so we might hop in a boat and just follow this guy and see where it goes. Yeah, this thing looks pretty large, and we're near spawn, so if we did die and we don't have our spawn set, at least it would be pretty close. Is this a full-size river? Because I know Dark Oak have these like lakes in them, but they're not necessarily rivers. So the local biome we're in is still dark oak forest. So yeah, no fish will be able to spawn in here, but they will be able to spawn right over in that area. And we would be near dark oak forest and some mountains to switch up the terrain a little bit. So if we did want to like switch up the villages we're working on, there is different areas. And you know what, let's actually go gather up this ship. Yeah, so this river looks pretty large. Yeah, this thing's actually huge. Goes all the way up there, and we have grassy lands. Looks like there's a savanna and a swamp right there. So I think we're actually gonna run in this direction because I don't want to go near a swamp, and I don't necessarily want to go near the desert either. So yeah, we're gonna head up this direction just a little bit and see where it takes us. But I am liking this dark oak forest a lot, to be honest. I would not mind building in this guy. I don't think we're going to, but I wouldn't mind building in it. We got some clay right here, which is always good. Some bricks. It would be really nice to find a mesa early on, or even a spiked ice biome, just so we can have those specialty blocks going. And you know what? I think we might end up building in this little area over here. It's pretty nice. We got a normal forest to our right and a dark oak to our left. We got some bees buzzing right over there, and it looks like there's a cave down here. Tons of pumpkins, I'm sure, as you guys have noticed. Yeah, this is a large ravine too, with tons of iron going through it. So another place we're probably gonna have to jump down and grab some iron to get started for this first episode. Maybe collect up a few of those cows over there, just maybe. Wow, I feel like we've seen a lot of ravines, and this one's actually like huge. This one goes everywhere because there's one right over there and one right here. So yeah, we've been seeing a lot of ravines. I don't know if I actually want to build in this area. I do want to stay near the dark oak forest like I've been saying, but I do want a bigger grassy lands preferably, and maybe some mountains around it would be pretty nice, but I can't ask for too much because I doubt we'll actually end up getting that. We have a swamp right here. See, that's a pretty cool little like mountain range right there, but the only issue is that it's right up against the swamp, which I don't love. But I think we can actually do something if we go into settings and go to video settings, and I think it's details maybe, and we turn off swamp colors. Now look at the difference that can make with the color of the swamp. It just brightens it up a lot more, but I still don't think we're gonna live in here. There is a little witch out over there with a witch sitting in there, so we want to watch out for that guy. Do not want to get killed by him, but I think I'm going to do some exploring around, maybe sleep through the first night and just try to find a good little building location to build our starter house and kind of our starter little like village, I guess you could say. So it is now morning. Slept through that first night, or that second night. Yeah, that would have been our second night. And we're just going to do this the nice simple way. We got to watch out for this pressure plate down at the bottom, but we should be able just to break our way down and break that pressure plate. And like I said, we don't have much inventory space here, so this is kind of going to suck if there's some really good stuff in here. Okay, so we got some bones. Nothing really good in that chest. Nothing super good in that chest. Okay, those are worth taking, obviously. Some blue diamonds, definitely worth taking. We'll get rid of the ink sacs. We don't necessarily need those guys. We can get the ink sacs somewhere else. We got another one right there. Multi-shot, not a big deal. I do want to take this saddle, though. What can I drop? I'm gonna need that to get out. We'll get rid of the furnace. Yeah, we'll get rid of the furnace, and there's nothing really else too good. We can come back for the TNT later. Not a huge deal for me to have that, but I think I'm gonna keep looking around for somewhere to build. So this is a place I would like to call home. I think we're gonna build our little farming village around this area. Actually, I've already decided where we're building it. I just got a few blocks put together. If you look at our inventory and look at those 3 diamonds we've got, we can make a diamond pickaxe in the first episode. I don't think we're going to, because there's nothing really too big we need that for. I'm not trying to go to the nether in the first like 2 episodes. I'm going to wait for like the 5th episode for that guy. But the biggest thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting our starter house right on top of that hill over there. And I think it's going to be a pretty cool little like starter hill, I guess we could call it, because it kind of drops down a little bit, so we can do some animal pens, a house, and then maybe a windmill off to that side, because I think we're going to build the house right about there. But the reason I love this place so much is because this water mass right here and right over there is technically a lukewarm ocean. So we're going to get some tropical fish spawning here and there, which is pretty nice. We're going to have squid. It might not be a river, but you know what? It's good enough for me. I like it a lot. And this is probably the best place I came across out of like the 5,000 blocks I was traveling around. We're also going to get some horses, and I do have a saddle from the desert temple, which is pretty nice. So we're definitely going to be building maybe a barn to hold those those horses in there. We only have one saddle, so maybe we can find another one in the next few episodes, which would be pretty nice. But with that being said, I think we're gonna throw this into a nice cinematic time lapse, maybe in shaders too, of me building up the house on the hillside over there. So we're gonna tear down all those trees and then get the house built up, I'm pretty sure on this side, and then maybe get a few pieces of farmland placed down, which would be pretty nice. But I hope you guys enjoyed this time lapse, and I will see you when the house is complete. So I finally got this house completely finished up. Even the interior is finished too, and I think it came out pretty nice. Not the most like fashionable interior, but definitely the most functional. We have over like 10 barrels in here. We have a few double chests. We have one under the bed for our diamonds and all those goodies, so we can sleep on top of those guys. And then we have our wood, dirt, that kind of stuff. And then we have our specialty blocks. Nothing too special, and I added this in up here, and I actually like it a lot. It's pretty much just like a hanging area with hay bales, and I think it turned out pretty nice. But that is all the hay we currently have, or all the wheat, so we'll add more up there once we get a little bit more. And then off to the side over here, I added a little animal pen, and I think this is where we're gonna put our horse once we get one, because we do have a saddle across in the chest, which is like hidden right over there, and I still need to clear that guy out. But I think this thing turned out pretty cool looking, and I still want to add a little wheat farm and carrot farm right over here, but sadly we don't have carrots or potatoes. We only have a wheat, so we'll just do a good sized wheat farm off to the side. And then I think next episode I want to work on kind of a windmill and like a big silo. I think that would look pretty cool, but that's for next episode, and we're probably going to get some mining done that episode, because I am completely out of iron. Towards the end of the time lapse there, I was using stone tools and a wooden pickaxe for any of this stuff that I had to mine, and I know we have those 3 diamonds that turn into a pickaxe, but I think I'm going to hold off on those. And then if you guys couldn't notice, I actually have a texture pack running right now, and that texture pack is Fwip Essentials, which Fwip is a YouTuber. Go check him out, super good YouTuber. But he has this texture pack, and it's pretty simple. It adds bushy leaves, and then it connects stuff up like trapdoors over here. Kind of glitchy right there, but it connects it up on the front side, so it makes it just look like one big kind of block, or a double block, and it looks really rad. And then he also has it so kind of like this stuff is a little darker on the trapdoors to give it a little more detail and depth, which turns out really nice. And then also over here, I did something I don't normally do, but it's almost in a little area that sticks out, and I used strip spruce for this, and I think it came out really well, especially if we go look at it from a distance. It looks really cool, this house does, but I think there's a lot more detailing that could be done to really make it just fit that kind of like medieval but also farmhouse style design. So here's a pretty good view from a little bit of distance away of the house, and I think it looks awesome from right here. It looks really good. I just want to get this whole area kind of filled up, and I think it'll turn out super cool. And then right there you can see some leaves off to the side, and I'm thinking about draping those actually all the way down the mountain, and then maybe having like a little like water spout come out the side. But we don't have any iron currently, so I can't do the water spout because I cannot get a bucket, which is a bummer because I wanted to do that this episode, but I really don't want to go hop in the mines. I'd rather kind of work on our food supply in that area of things, preferably. But one last thing is, I hope you guys noticed how smooth this computer runs with shaders on. We were going at 16 chunks there with recording on, and that was pretty ridiculous how smooth that time lapse came out. I'm pretty happy with the outcome of that one, so we're definitely going to do a lot more time lapses in this series, and I'm going to try making them pretty cinematic and make them look really rad, maybe get some like camera tilt into it, stuff along those lines. So I think we're going to get started with our next project, and I think what we're going to do is just add a pretty large wheat field as much as we can. We do have 64 seeds, but I kind of want to cover this whole area and then maybe add a custom tree or two in, because I do still have some shears and a few other blocks to make a custom tree. Total brain fart moment. I completely forgot we're going to need a water bucket anyways to get water around this area so we can actually plant the wheat down. So we might go hop into the mines for a second. I do have to collect up a bit more cobblestone because I don't even have enough stone to my name to make a stone pickaxe, which is kind of embarrassing, but you know what? It's fine. We got our beautiful house done, so psyched about that one. All right, so I got ourselves hooked up with a water bucket here, and I got a little infinite water source over here. So I think we can get started on getting this little wheat field hooked up. And I think we're just gonna kind of wrap it around this entire edge here, and we want to do a pretty decent size, but we only have 64 seeds. I'm sure we'll get more once we start harvesting this guy, but I'm gonna get this kind of all turned into tilled land. And then, oh shoot, you know what, I still haven't even put down water buckets. That would probably be an important one because it's just all going to change back. Another brain fart right there. Okay. That was way more than 64 seeds that we tilled. Way more. That's all we could get in with 64. So we're going to have to let this grow in between episodes. I'll harvest it probably also in between episodes. But one last thing we can do now, since I have this water bucket, we can kind of do that faucet that hangs out over the top. Like I was saying earlier, it's kind of hard to explain, but pretty much it's just going to be a straight line that comes out, and then water is going to hang, or it's going to drop down into the little river right there. And then one other thing we might do this episode, I don't know if we'll have enough time, is I do want to clear this path out a little bit more and make it more like of this size, I would say. Not too big because that might be a little hard to do with the tools we're working with. But yeah, I think we might try doing this episode, but it all depends on how much time we have left. So I think how we're going to want to go about this is we don't want to line it perfectly up right there. I think we actually go forward a few blocks. I would say right here is a good spot. And we want it just to come straight out. So let's just place a few blocks down here. And we'll just put andesite so it's like almost like the water is broken down this little area right here. And we want it to come out, let's say, maybe 2 blocks over the water line. So now we're right over. So maybe like that, I would say. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good spot. And we want to have it, so I'm going to say, let's do that. And there's a squid dying right there. So we want to go down like that, maybe add an andesite block in, do a few more. I did not mean to do that right there. We don't want to have too much of this mossy stone. It might look a little weird if we do a lot of it. So then maybe we can go another one. Nope, did not mean to do that either. So let's bring that one in like that. Yes, I would say let's go like that and then like that. Should look all right. And I actually still got to get up there to be able to place this stair in. So we can do that, and then we go 1 block like that, maybe. Yeah, I think that will work. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then the reason we place these blocks in, I was gonna have this be the bottom, but I think what we're gonna do is just have it kind of drop down. Come on, I gotta get all the way back up here. Yeah, so we're gonna use these dark oak trap doors as kind of the little barrier so the water can't make it out. And then we want to come back around, and let's just place that one there and do this all the way back around. And then we're going to flip these guys up and get rid of the andesite. Yeah, I would say that looks pretty good. I don't love the dark oak. I think we might switch that one out in the future to spruce, but I still need to collect up that tree over there because I currently have no more spruce left. But I think actually, you know, we got to go back up to the stone cutter and make a few more of these stone brick stairs. So let's do 5 of them. That should be enough. Yeah, 5 should be good. And then we might want to do 2 of those guys. Yeah, that should be perfect. Okay, so we want to come back over here, and we just want to have like almost a little water spout, I guess you could call it, just right around here. Let's actually use our shovel for this, because that's what it's intended for. So if we go like that and we get rid of those slabs, we can do that, and then maybe just something along these lines here. Yeah, I think that will work. And then maybe get rid of that guy too. We can do a full block, and maybe some slabs over the top might look good. Yeah, I think that will look pretty good. And then we just, behind this back wall, we'll just completely cover it with stone brick. So maybe like that and like that. Should look pretty nice. Let's check how it looks from back here. Yeah, I like the look of that. And then we're just going to add some stone brick back here also. And then for this back area, I don't know what I want to do with it, because it is just kind of going to be hidden the whole time. So I think we'll just kind of do something along those lines right there. And then if we have our water bucket, I do not think this will reach. It's going to just miss. Yeah. Okay. So that won't reach. So we got to get another full source here, and that should do it. I think I can do maybe a little bit better of a job. I think we're going to actually switch this andesite out for some normal stone. I think that might look a little bit better if we do that instead, because the andesite just doesn't blend very well. Yeah. See, that blends a lot better. I mean, obviously you can tell that it's there, but it's not as noticeable, which is exactly what I want. And now all that's going to be coming down the side right there. Yeah, and then this dark oak, I think we can do something better about it. I don't love the way it looks. It just looks a little bit skinny, I guess you could say, on it. So I think there's a few more things that could be done with this guy, but I think we're just going to have to deal with it for now. And then maybe we can do some leaves. Do I still have the shears on me? Yes, I do. Now I would say that is looking a whole lot better. I think there's still some work that could be done to it, but it definitely looks a lot better than it did just having that kind of plane right there. I like having the leaves hang down because it almost looks like an overgrown area. And maybe we might get some water and just kind of have it run behind the back of it. So almost like that's what's causing the overgrowth. So let's go get a bucket of water real quick, and let's try doing that. That's going to be kind of tough to do, because just having to angle the water, and we're going to have to kind of direct the water a certain way. Now, I would definitely say that is looking a lot better, having some water kind of run down the sides there. I added a little bit more, maybe too much, but I think if we throw some lights behind that, it could give off a really, really cool glow at nighttime. But I think before we call the episode here, because we are out of time for today, I think we're going to throw this into shaders real quick. And that is looking immaculate. I really, really like the look of that right there. Let's take a further step back here actually, and see what it looks like from back here too. Yeah, that's looking really good. We need to start working on this part of the island. But guys, I think that is going to have to wait until next episode. Thank you guys for watching very much appreciated. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next episode.